Hey, I'm Seven, or TechnoStanny on Twitter. Let's talk about stan culture. There has been plenty of controversies about stan culture in the Minecraft YouTube community. A lot of people sometimes cross the line when trying to show their support towards their favorite creators, but a lot of people don't. Very often, as in every community, the vocal minority overshadows the silent majority. That doesn't mean the issue shouldn't be addressed though. I'm going to talk about a lot of sensitive topics and controversies in this video, so if you feel uncomfortable hearing about any of it, please click on a different video. I do have some things planned for this channel, you might want to stick around until they come out. Until then, check out The Great Potato War by Technoblade. It's not a recent video, but it's a nice introduction to any new fans of his channel, and is the video that I always recommend to my friends when they are looking for a new YouTuber to watch. Also, please don't attack me or anyone addressed in this video before watching until the end. I don't want anyone to harass anybody, and I made this video to spread positivity and empathy. Keep that in mind while watching. Also, keep in mind that I am most familiar with the Minecraft YouTube community of stan culture, so that is what I am going to be explaining in this video. What does it mean to be a stan? To stan somebody or something? There have been numerous attempts at explaining the term, some by Urban Dictionary, some by creators, and some even by stans themselves. To explain the word, I think it's important to look at what the word fan means first, so that we can objectively judge the differences and come to a better conclusion. The Cambridge Dictionary describes it well. Fan, noun, person, someone who admires and supports a person, sport, sports team, etc. And then they have a few examples. More than 15,000 Liverpool fans attended Saturday's game. He's a great fan of country music. I'm pleased to meet you. I'm a big fan of your work. Of course, most people already know that. If you support something, you might want to call yourself a fan. But how is that different from stans? Where do you draw the line between the two, and how do you differentiate the terms? Is one inherently worse or better than the other? Or are they two different versions of essentially the same thing? Which is creepier? More messed up? Those are probably the questions you might be asking yourself right now. But fear not, I will do my best to bring the issue to light. When you hear the word stan, an image might pop into your head. Profile picture of a creator with a username that is a wordplay on one of their favorite jokes, along with a quirky bio, maybe even a hashtag of the creator's name. All of these can apply to what a stan might look like on the internet, but is it a definition? No, not really. Just an example of how you'll recognize them in your mentions. As of me writing the script for this video, the top definition of a stan in Urban Dictionary is stan, a crazed and or obsessed fan. The term comes from the song Stan by Eminem. For example, person 1. Dude, these kids have been waiting outside the concerts at 8 a.m. even though no one was lined up. Person 2. What a bunch of stans. The song that it comes from, Stan by Eminem, describes a guy named Stan who was obsessed over Eminem, wrote him letters about his personal life, and ended up driving into the river, killing his girlfriend and himself in the process. It's a pretty brutal origin of the word, especially considering people call it a shortened way to say stalker fan. However, when you look at the majority of the posts stans put on the internet, it's a complete 180 and they seem way less obsessive, more supportive, and kind of nice. Well, how is that? How come people who are supposed to be stalking you don't do that at all? They just seem like normal fan accounts at times. What does it mean? What are we missing here? What is the bigger picture, and is there one at all? Now, this might not be a good analogy, but it's one that I can think of on the spot. When you hear the word gay, what do you imagine? I imagine someone who likes people of the same gender. A sexuality, a label people use to describe themselves and who they are interested in. But that's not where the word comes from, right? Right. The word originally meant joyful, carefree, full of mirth, or bright or showy, happy. I'm not 100% sure how people started using it to describe a sexuality, but they did. It's a popular example of how a word doesn't mean what it used to mean, and whose origins don't line up with what we use it for anymore. Another one is fan. It's shortened from the word fanatic, which means fanatic, a person who is extremely interested in something to a degree that some people find unreasonable. Unreasonable? Well, that's not what we see fans doing. If anything, we see them as reasonable, just trying to show their favorite creator support. Is that what's going on here? What are we missing? In a live stream following one of the controversies I'm going to mention in this video, Wilbur said,
imagine you're all sat around the lunch table, right? And you're all chatting, and you're all fucking ranting about how much you love BTS, okay? Now imagine that BTS walk into the lunch hall, point at you, and say, what a fucking loser! What a fucking loser! That's what it feels like when people make fun of stans. It's like they are huge fans of you, expressing it in any way possible, right? And then you just go in and shit on them. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Anyone who is a fan of anyone should be allowed to express it however the fuck they want. And if anyone get pissed off about it, that's their cross to bear. That's not the stand's fault. If you're a fan of someone, okay, and the person you're a fan of tells you you're wrong for expressing how much you are into them, that's wrong in every way, shape, or form. Any way, shape, or form. You should be fucking proud they got you where you were. That's the fucking tea. I'll fucking defend you guys to the end of the earth. I don't care. It looks from an outside perspective, I can understand how being on the side of the people who have my profile picture as their face on Twitter and things, being on their side seems like I'm being like self-obsessed. But I promise you it's not coming from a place of egotism. It's coming from a place of love for people who support me. That's all. That's it.
He's referring to stans as he would to a regular fan. Again, what are we missing? Now, I've been both a fan and a stan in my life. I'd say I'm a fan of the show Euphoria, and I'm a stan of Technoblade. I'm a fan of PewDiePie, but I stan Wilbur. From both perspectives, I think I've come to a reasonable conclusion. A little broader than just somebody who has your profile picture on Twitter, but a good one nonetheless. A fan is somebody who watches what a creator puts out, either on YouTube, Twitch, or other social media. A stan is the same, but with a twist. They feel like the content the creator puts out is not enough for them, so they join other communities, like Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Amino, etc., centered around that creator's personality, consuming, and maybe even making content of their own. Anything from fan cams, fan art, fan edits, out of context quotes, incorrect quotes, live tweeting, and shitposting applies. Through all these communities, they meet like-minded people who support the same people and even make friends and acquaintances. That's the best I could come up with. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you can tweak the definition, do tell. I want to make it known to people that stans aren't bad people. In fact, I feel like they are misunderstood. Sorry if your fight or flight response kicked in just now. This will be important later on, so here is a brief explanation of the serious stream and what it meant for the stan community. An account called SMP Confessions pops up on Twitter. They take confessions from people through private messages, then post them anonymously. Someone sends a copy pasta saying they stole C-Scoop's water bottle at a convention. Some people think it's serious. A creator makes a serious stream addressing it, misunderstanding the word stan while also addressing the bad batch of the community. Regular fans attack stans, stans get scared. Silence. Some creators respond. Some don't. The community now lives in fear. As with any community, there's going to be problems. Even though most stans try their best to preserve the peace and respect in their communities, every now and then, a person pops up who seems to have ulterior motives. Be it trolling or genuine disrespect, they do things that creators and or other fans and stans are uncomfortable with. Sexualizing creators, shipping fanfiction, it's a whole bit that makes us go, oh boy, I really wish I wasn't here right now, get me out of this community, why would you do that, oh fuck, I want to go home. It's completely understandable you would be creeped out by it. Trust me, I am too. However, there's an interesting thing that the SMP stan community has that other communities don't. Self-sustainability. Because of the serious stream, people are constantly on edge that they will cause another controversy or another serious stream. So whenever an account does something that makes creators uncomfortable, they shut it down. They tell the person that it's wrong. Here's an example. Mid-February 2020, a new account popped up. They were going to be the same thing that the SMP Confessions account was. The community found out about it and mass reported it. They got it taken down in 20 minutes. Let me reiterate that. They got the account taken down within 20 minutes of their first ever post. Do you understand how big that is? That is huge. All that just to make the creators comfortable. That is amazing and should be praised, and nobody seems to notice how much they take care of the community and keep everyone in check. Of course, sometimes people get attacked for the wrong reasons, but that's what you get when you have a community ready to cancel left and right just so that they wouldn't be attacked again by the people that they support. That's great. They keep each other within the lines. They stick together. They all want the same thing, and they show it. I think we can all agree that sexualizing the creators is wrong, no matter who it is. I mean, these are real-life people we are talking about. Doing that would be wrong and disrespectful. You should never bring a creator into your fantasies. It isn't a fictional character we are talking about, and you don't know them at all. To do so publicly is even worse. There are lines nobody should cross. Now that we have gotten that aside, there are other things that can fall into this category, but don't have to. It's common to want your two favorite fictional characters to end up in a relationship. In fact, I ship Rue and Jules from the show Euphoria. However, it's much different when you're talking about real-life people. They aren't fictional, they are real. Shipping can seriously impact their relationship and ruin friendships left and right because those people keep straying away from each other as to not seem like they are initiating something. So why am I bringing it up? A lot of creators today are not okay with being shipped. That's fine. It's on us, the community, to respect their wishes and not do it. They have clearly expressed their feelings, and that's that. However, sometimes it's a little different. I named this segment The Past because back in 2012-2013, I also used to be in the Minecraft community. We didn't call each other stans because the term wasn't as popular, but if it was, we probably would have. For one reason or another, back then the creators were more laid back about shipping. In fact, some even encouraged it or adapted the labels themselves. One example is Bayesian Canadian and Jerome ASF. Their ship name was Marome. They sort of vibed with the label and used it when they were playing together, almost like a team name, even though they perfectly knew what it meant. I'll even go as far as to say that the music video Endstone that Bayesian released 5 years ago was basically Marome fan service. Watch it for yourself if you want, but keep in mind you'll be delving into the Minecraft parody rabbit hole once again. Another one is Mr. Woofles and TBNR Frags, or Preston. Their ship name was Poofles, or Poofless, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and they also embraced it, using it to describe each other's Minecraft faction and most collabs that they did. Some time ago, there was a controversy over a fanfiction called SMP Rompa, which was a Danganronpa fanfiction starring SMP Live members instead of, well, the original anime characters. If you don't know about the premise of that anime, with as few spoilers as I can use to explain, to escape, people have to murder each other. The undeniable fact about fandoms is, as soon as it gets big enough, someone will write a Danganronpa fanfiction about it. So, how come we didn't have one back when Team Crafted and the Pack were a thing? Wait a minute, we did. It has like 1.2 million reads on Wattpad. The reason nobody batted an eye on those things back then was because the creators didn't mind. The reason we bat an eye on it now is because it makes the creators uncomfortable. So we've sort of got a working system. We ask, they respond, so we act accordingly. Well, it's not that simple. The they respond bit is still lacking. I feel like a lot of creators don't communicate with their stans or fans enough today. It all feels a bit one-sided. So here's a part where I try to change that. Dear creators, if you are watching, which I hope you are, but I'm also scared it will never reach you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry some of us make you feel uncomfortable, and I hope you can get past that because we do our best to stop it. Please, talk to us. If anything that we do makes you uncomfortable, tell us, and we will stop. I think most of you don't understand how much power you have over your fanbase. If you just go out and make a tweet about something, your community will take care of it for you. Most people are already scared that you hate us. That's why we shut so many people down when they cross lines and boundaries that you have already established. But we can't do it if you don't set them. Yes, there are things that are objectively wrong, but there are also things that are more gray than black and white. If you don't like something, don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid that you will hurt the community by saying it. As long as you remain respectful, a simple tweet saying, "I don't like when people have my face as their profile picture," use my persona or art instead, can and will stop people from doing it. There's already stans who stop doing it because of that statement alone, and there is nothing to be ashamed about if you come out and say it. We try to remain as respectful as we possibly can, fans and stans alike. We want to understand you, but we also want you to understand us. We are here to support you and your work. There is nothing inherently wrong with that alone. That's why I feel like communication is important. I found myself seeing a video in my recommended videos on YouTube and choosing not to watch it because I feared I might be seen as a stan or that creator for too many times now. That's not okay. Nobody should be ashamed of wanting to support somebody. They should be proud. We should be proud. You should be proud you've built something from nothing, and you should accept people who want to show their support to you. That's all it is. Thank you for being kind and providing us with content, making us laugh and feel a little better after a long, shitty day. You bring light to many people's lives. I hope you know that. Thank you for being yourself. Dear fans, some of you misunderstood what stans are, and that's okay. I hope this video cleared things up a little bit. We shouldn't fight over which one of us is better or weirder. We all support the same creators, but in a different way. That's perfectly fine. Please, don't hate all of us just because some of us go out of line sometimes, because we dislike those kinds of people as well. We want the best for the community, as I'm sure you do as well. Thank you for being kind and supporting your favorite creators. The numbers that we all bring in together are massive, and I'm so glad that we get to make our favorite people's dreams come true. Thank you for being yourself. Dear stans, a lot of us have had our differences, not just within our little communities, but cross-platform as well. There have been so many times where Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr have fought because we feel like our platforms are superior, better, or because we show our support in a good way. Let's drop that. We all support the same people for the same reasons. Every single platform has a bad batch, and we all keep each other in check. Let's stick together. In a world where we are being attacked because we show our support to somebody, attacking each other is the least productive thing that we could be doing. Thank you for being kind and showing so much support to your creators, even to other fans and stans. We have built this community, and if you went, there would be no substance anymore. Thank you for being yourself. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I want to start a discussion. However, please be respectful and kind to each other. The phrase, kill them with kindness, exists for a reason, and if you can disagree with somebody without insulting them, it says a lot about your character. Thank you for sticking to the end of the video. It wouldn't have been made had I not seen how kind our community can be. You all matter. Sincerely, a stan. Alright, how long? Oh shit, that's a long time. Hold on.